Please welcome U.S. Marine Corps veteran, U.S.VETS CEO, Stephen Peck.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for our first ever virtual U.S.VETS Salute Gala. It seems like nothing this year has been business as usual, so why should our gala be any different? Even though it's virtually, I'm glad to have the opportunity to speak to you and all of our supporters and dedicated partners across the country, as well as our veterans and families. This is the first time that all of you and our many locations and staff across the country are able to participate in our annual U.S.VETS celebration and the progress we are making to end veterans' homelessness. Our thoughts are first and foremost with our community members and families across the country who have lost loved ones this year. COVID-19 has changed our lives, not just this year, but for years to come. On top of the pandemic, so many in our community are struggling with unemployment, struggling to afford housing, and facing mental health and personal challenges that can seem insurmountable. We are also reckoning with our history and the kind of nation we want to be, one dedicated to equality and opportunity for all. At U.S.VETS, we are facing these challenges head on. We are supporting each other and our veterans. Throughout our history, we have fought side by side with men and women of all races to defend our nation. Our armed forces have always fought to protect the ideals we aspire to. Similarly, U.S.VETS is committed to protecting and lifting up the veterans and communities we serve. I'm especially proud of all our frontline staff who are providing safe, compassionate care for our veterans. They are the people who are standing between these veterans and homelessness. Let me give you a couple of examples. Max is a Navy veteran in Las Vegas who lost his job, lost his apartment, ended up living on the street, and then contracted COVID. He didn't have a support system in Las Vegas, so he turned to U.S.VETS for help. Once Max was released from the hospital, U.S.VETS stepped in and provided him with a place to quarantine, provided him with food, case management, and most of all, hope. He is job hunting as we speak. Or Dottie, a Navy vet who was a victim of sexual assault while in the military. She didn't report the incidents because she didn't think anyone would believe her, an all too common story among women veterans. She carried this trauma with her for the next 40 years, and though she had been working as a bus driver, she was in turmoil inside, couldn't hold her life together, and found herself homeless and sleeping in the back of the bus. A friend told her about the U.S.VETS Advanced Women's Program. She moved in that week, and through the one-on-one therapy and the camaraderie of other women veterans, she started opening up, healing the wounds from decades ago, and taking pride in herself again. This is what we do. Our staff helps veterans like these every single day. As this pandemic lengthens with more and more people losing their jobs, U.S.VETS is needed now more than ever. As our economy rebuilds, as our nation looks to the future, we need to be here to help our veterans and families with the resources they need and deserve. Safe and affordable housing, and careers that allow them to provide for themselves and their families. U.S.VETS is not standing still during this crisis. We continue to innovate, to improve our services and reach out to more veterans. This past year, we have launched the Judge Harry Pregerson Aftercare program, providing extended care to veterans who have graduated from our programs and moved out into the community and who still need some guidance. Our peer support program is engaging veterans with life experience to help their fellow vets navigate what can be a confusing network of support services. And our Women Vets on Point program reached more than 15,000 at-risk women veterans and is leading the way across our agency for our increased capacity to provide counseling and case management through telehealth, reaching out to veterans who feel isolated and helping more veterans than ever before. We're building affordable housing, which is a critical need in all of our communities if we are to continue to reduce the number of homeless veterans. This year, we opened our Liberty Point campus in the city of Prescott to serve veterans across northern Arizona. We also responded to the emergency housing needs of our Los Angeles community, opening a winter shelter in Long Beach and a bridge home in Wilmington. We're building Hawaii's very first tiny home community to shelter homeless and at-risk veterans. And thanks to the city of Phoenix, U.S.VETS was awarded a building that will add 40 units of permanent housing to the 140 veterans we already house. And of course, we continue construction on the nation's largest veteran housing community at the West Los Angeles VA campus, which will create 1,600 units of permanent supportive housing, an aggressive answer to the unacceptable number of homeless veterans in Los Angeles. Tonight, you'll also see the efforts of a very special group of supporters. Thanks to our friends at Warner Media, UTA, Warner Music Group, Comcast, NBC Universal, Balance for Change, and a host of others, U.S.VETS will reach a national audience with its first ever PSA campaign, Home Base for Opportunity, which will premiere tonight and air tomorrow to households across America. We have long wanted to get the word out to veterans and families about the services available at U.S.VETS, and we are grateful for this incredible opportunity. Our progress is made possible by an army of supporters who are committed to our nation's veterans and to the work we do at U.S.VETS. So today, which also happens to be the 245th birthday of the Marine Corps, I am honored to serve you, particularly in these challenging times which test our resolve and shapes our character.